Hello, Libra. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, so we do have the tower. I know, you can see it. It's bright red and black, and it's scary looking, and I understand. Please don't turn off the reading. Okay, so the tower, we all know, is it's difficult. Right? There are difficulties surrounding it. It is, if you think of like your life being kind of held up by pillars, yeah, the tower is like a pillar in your life. It's a fundamental thing, right? Work, relationships, health, you know, I don't know, what your, you know, psychic, mental, emotional capacities, home, you know, a lot of things. Anything can really be a tower thing if you, you know, if it's important enough to you, if it's involved in your life enough. Now, here's the deal about these cards. This is a tea leaf reading. The cards are here to kind of give us an energy. Now, this might be a tower moment that happened a millennial ago, right? However long, millennium ago, a long time ago. This might be something that is happening now. It could be something in the future. It could also be that this is something going on with somebody else, right? And you are in their orbit. Their problems are affecting your life. You know, if that's really good or bad or, you know, whatever. So we're going to see. Let's go ahead and see before we get, you know, worried about it too much. All right. All right. Be kind to us. All right, let's go ahead. I want to tell you, thank you for deciding to click on this reading. I know I sound frazzled. I got about 4 hours of sleep last night. We had terrible storms, tornadoes, and everything else in the area. And my daughter was having a really bad earache from allergies last night. And and so I slept for like maybe 4 hours. So I apologize. Now, I want to get to this really interesting, a bottle. Okay, this almost looks like an alchemical image to me. We also have the blackbird coming out of the top. Now, usually the blackbird, any of the corvids really, but the crows, the ravens, these are signs of you are going in the direction you are supposed to. That is my personal relationship to these particular birds, okay? Now, generally, right, these birds are often related to death, okay, or melancholy. Now, we have the bottle, we have the bird coming out of the bottle. Immediately, I thought of drink, okay? Addiction, alcoholism, something akin to this. The monster coming out, right? The fire of the water. And, well, possession, you know, really. Now, I don't mean in the sense that like a demon steps into somebody, but to lose control of your perception, your ability to communicate, to, you know, to remain at least enough, inhibited enough that you're not, you know, speaking wildly or hurting people's feelings or fighting or, you know, whatever. Now, I have to say, I wonder if this is somebody that raised you, maybe a parent, grandparent, aunt, uncle, older sibling, somebody who took care of you, maybe not your primary caretaker, but very involved in your life. And I feel like this left a real impression on you. I wouldn't be surprised if you are somebody who has never drank at all, or maybe you did and you yourself maybe felt like this could get kind of, you know, to be too much, right? And I don't want to head down that path. I feel like you've been very thoughtful about misuse of, you know, I don't know, mind-altering things. But I feel, you know, I feel such a sense of this thing always looming, right? And, you know, I can empathize. I grew up in a household of addiction. Both parents and both passed away when I was a kid from their addictions. And so I get it. That was my whole world. And to step out of that, and if you are somebody who grew up in a household where this was prevalent, and you step out into the world and you start to see, like, not everybody lives like this. In fact, most people probably do not. Although it can be argued that, you know, everybody has some kind of addiction in the world now, but different topic for a different time, right? So I do feel like it has been very much part of your life's work to heal yourself, to educate yourself, to stop the to break the cycle, right, within the family. And I keep looking at this sword over here, and I keep thinking, you know what, Libra, you are an all-star. Absolutely. You have chosen your logic, your reason over your emotional, you know, turmoil, or maybe the conditioning, the defense mechanisms, the reactions, the things that you had to create to survive, by the way. And you took them with you into the world, and your life changed, and suddenly, and maybe this is many years later, decades later, you're starting to realize that some of the things that you learned to keep yourself safe and going as a child, maybe those things don't apply anymore. Maybe they actually work in your detriment, right? Also, I wonder if you are meeting people that are, it's like, you know, like, I'm always marrying somebody like my father. Everybody I met, it's the same thing over and over, the same problem with the different person, you know, and we seek what we know. I did this myself. You know, I was attracted to people who mistreated me. I was attracted to, you know, people that were in addiction. Had mental health issues, you know, and there was mistreatment, not only from them, but from me mistreating them as well. We were in chaos. And that's what felt like home for a lot of my life. But then we have these moments. We have these, you know, these revelations. And I'm looking, I know I'm taking my time here, but I'm looking at this tree. We have this beautiful tree here. And at the bottom, it almost looks like a boat. Okay, right here. We have a person sitting next to it. We have the number 8. Lucky number 8. And we have musical notes over here. We have a bird. Look at that, a bird up here. It looks like they're eating from something on the tree. So we also have the snake. To me, this is all about the garden, right? The Garden of Eden, the garden of our family, the garden of our lineage, our interior garden, this consecrated ground, our sacred grove, right? And each of us have our own. And I feel like a lot of this is about you wanting to just find peace finally, to let go of those old patterns. And I think that's a big thing here. And I recognize it so much. It feels like something that I have felt deeply. We also have the letter R up here, up in the tree. And now with the snake, I feel like it's almost like there is something that you are holding on to. And I almost wonder if that's like a family member, if that is like a relationship, but it's the thing that keeps you kind of from going all the way, detaching from that old rubble, those ruins. Now, we don't always have to walk away from everything that we know, but sometimes we do. Sometimes we have to block that number. Sometimes we have to pick up and move to a different town, a different state, a different part of the country. Sometimes we have to decide this job is, I love this job for some, aspects of it. But there are things that are making my quality of life terrible. Right? Like maybe you have a good position and you're making money, but your employees are, always causing you like deep emotional stress and even trauma. And, and you try to like separate. This is work and it's a business and it's not personal. And yet this is where you spend so much of your time. And you have to make that decision. Do I stay and make the money, or do I decide that like I need to go find something else and hope that it will pay me the same, but I know that I need to find something else, right? And that's a tough decision. But I see you coming into a moment here where you will receive some kind of information, and that's the snake, some kind of information that is going to lead you to make that decision finally. Okay. So, maybe you're in a relationship, you find out like this fool has been, like holding out, paying the bills, or, they call it financial abuse, really is what it is. Or, this dude's been out here, talking to people on whatever, I don't know, pick a place, right? Whatever it is. And it's that final thing where you're like, nope, not anymore. It's time for me to get on, because I've been putting my progress in, the lowest gear, because I've been trying to honor this relationship. And now, you know what? I have all that I need to see. I have all of it. And I am done, right? And I feel like it is. You are coming to this moment, and it might feel like, yes, you're having a reoccurrence of a tower moment, but ultimately this is a gift. Whatever it is that's going to be that thing that gets you back on your path of self-work and really devoted to honoring the vision that you have of your life, getting back to that garden, right? You're going to do what you got to do. And I know that. All right, let's see. I got to hurry up here. I got to go get my data. We have it looks like the letters E-N, E-N. It looks like we are going to have maybe two messages from somebody in your life who's really into, it looks like exercise, or maybe it is some kind of intentional movement or yoga, tantra, something with postures. I see a smiley face. I see this being maybe an opportunity to forge somebody to kind of, I don't know, like a companion, a pal, somebody that you can check in with. But I do see you finding some happiness in having this camaraderie. All right, let's do 3 lucky numbers and then we out. I don't have time to do the cards today. I'm sorry, I'm running late. We have number 10, number 10. We have number 77 and 23. Number 23. All right. Libra, I love you. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. Please take care of yourself. If you have any prayer requests, put them in the comments, or you can email them to me at ulaishere@gmail.com. Other than that, again, I want to say I love you. I'll talk to you in a few days. Please take care of yourself. Good night.